taking all the measurements and angles from a real-life Subaru rally car that I just happen to have sitting in my garage right now and porting them all over to this rally-focused sim rig so that we can make the most accurate, true-to-life, and friggin' fun sim racing setup possible. Then we're gonna go for a little drive at the end of it.
And this is all part of a series where I have less than 1 year to go from lifelong rally fan to competitive rally racer in a real-life championship. We're using sim racing and an old low-budget rally car to get there. How far can we take this? Hit that subscribe button if you like, and let's find out.
So this is a sim rig that we very recently built up, and it's genuinely been a mind-blowing experience. Now, I really thought that all of the angles and distances were pretty accurate to the real car. Like, they felt right. But after comparing a couple of the most basic measurements, just out of curiosity, yeah, they're not even in the same ballpark. And if this is gonna be like an actual training rig for real rally racing, we've gotta change that. Which brings us to the car itself. This tall glass of water is a 1995 Subaru Impreza rally car, and I think it is the perfect rally car to try and emulate over on a rally-focused sim rig. Why? Well, because it's the one that I have, but two, the 1995 Subaru Group A rally car was the pinnacle of vehicles that could absolutely dominate the rally world while still actually resembling, and in a lot of ways functioning the same way as regular street-going Subaru Imprezas. They used manual gearboxes, they used top-mounted pedals. Heck, they even still looked like normal street-going versions. Piloted both by Colin McRae and Carlos Sainz, this car was part of one of the most exciting seasons of rallying ever. If you don't know about all the crazy things that happened during the 1995 season, go and look it up. So in my opinion, out of any world level rally car to pull numbers from, it's this one.
So between the Group A car and my car, most of the key measurements will be very similar, if not identical. Plus, the late great Colin McRae and I share the exact same height of 6 foot 1 inches, or about 186 centimeters. So even a lot of the more variable measurements will be quite close to his, which I think is pretty cool.
All right, time to go break out the measuring tape. Okay, first one's first. We are gonna do wheel angle. 21.7, and I'm just gonna double check that. And this one's sitting right around 22. So we're gonna call it 22. Whoa. So we need this to be like here. I'm 10 degrees off. That's crazy. Wow. My wheel diameter for the race car is 330 mils, and the Simagic wheel that I'm using in the sim is 330 millimeters. Distance between clutch and brake in the center to each is roughly 12 centimeters.
Now you don't need to sit and watch me record every single measurement, so I'm gonna list them on the screen and just show you the ones that need a little bit of a visual.
And if you'll notice, that throttle pedal is actually set back, like a fair amount actually.
But what I can tell you is that my original sim setup was completely wrong in every single way except for one, so it took a major overhaul to get everything right. And as you'll see in just a second, while setting up my field of view to match the real car, I do something so frowned upon, so blasphemous, that I don't know if the sim racing community will ever even forgive me.
Sorry about the camera work. So 5.5 centimeters for throttle throw. And the distance between the wheel hub and right above the shifter in neutral, it worked out to be 32 centimeters. And I know this looks janky the way I'm doing this, but I am actually being super careful about getting the measurements properly before I film this bit. But anyways, the front bottom of the wheel back to the center of the shift knob when it's in neutral is about 10 centimeters. The next one is tricky because, and I had to think about this, and I'm not too great with, thinking. I was gonna measure from the very center of the wheel to the seat back, but everybody's hubs are different, whether you have the quick release one or not. And plus also people have different dishes on their wheels. So the next best thing is to measure from the very bottom part of the wheel, especially now that we have the angle, very bottom part of the wheel to the seat back. I'm using centimeters, by the way, because that's what I'm gonna do. It is 51 centimeters from the bottom of the seat to the seat back, straight across. We're gonna get bottom angle, a rough bottom angle. It's about 76 degrees. And we're gonna go from like lower back, because that's kind of the straightest part of the seat. We'll see how the rest shakes out. About 26 degrees. Another thing that I've noticed between the real car and how I have my sim set up is the placement of the belts. If you have belts on your rig, welcome to the nerd club, that's right. But I'm noticing that on the race car itself, the belts come in much further back. Like these things are connected to the chassis behind the seats, and right now, my belts on the sim just kind of go right beside those holes. So I'm gonna move those way back. Now, as far as wheel height compared to seat height goes, it's a little bit tricky because this Sparko seat has a big old chonky pad right there, which will kind of mess some things up. And so I'm just gonna take it off. My sim racing seat and most other seats generally have like sort of this thick of padding out to the front. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna measure out to about, I don't know, 2 centimeters above this part right here, which should match up pretty well with my sim. And so from the bottom front of the wheel, we're right around 31 centimeters. Okay, we need a pretty crucial measurement here, and that is center of the brake pedal to lower back section here. And once we have that, I think that's just about everything. That is, so pretty much straight across from the brake, we are looking at pretty much exactly 100 centimeters. Okay, and the brake pedal is actually offset from the center of the hub by about 3 centimeters. Okay, I think that's all we should need. Okay, let's go.
By the way, I am assuming every single person watching this is my exact same height and proportions, right? No? Oh. Well, you know, a lot of the measurements are transferable no matter what, but for people of different heights to me, the two I would say most critical variable measurements here to look out for are, one, as far as comfort for me in my car and on this sim, and from pictures and video that I've seen from Carlos Sainz and Colin McRae, a nice 90-degree angle on your arm to the wheel seems to be the ticket. So 90 degrees here, nice right angle, away you go. And then for leg angle, with my feet up resting on the pedals, I measured it right around 65 degrees. So you can go and download, you know, whatever sort of free program you want for measuring angles, and just measure the top of your thigh to around 65 degrees. These seem to be measurements that kind of go across the board for rally and GT racing. It's comfortable, it gives you the amount of control that you need. So as long as you're matching up with these two main angles, plus all the other measurements that we put out here, your sim setup, my sim setup, should be pretty much the same as my race car and Colin McRae's. Pretty sick.
Maybe I can just tilt the whole thing. Way too high. Way too high. Going up. Ah, yep.
For field of view, I tried a ton of different options, trying my best to match up to the real car, including doing things like this.
Okay, I know people are gonna freak out at me, but I think I'm actually gonna try just swiveling this monitor out just a little bit. See what happens, see how it looks.
Just gonna move it out just a little bit. We'll see what it does. Right to there. I just gotta scooch this in. Don't mind the tape, take it easy, and then we'll give it a try.
Sounds pretty good.
And I know some of you are wondering about force feedback levels, which is another tricky thing with all the variables involved. And rally cars generally all have power steering pumps. And my car's power steering feels decently light, like quite light actually. So anyone with a 5 Newton-meter wheelbase or more will be perfectly fine here. I have the power dialed way back on my Simagic Alpha U to around 35% in Dirt Rally 2 and 45% in EAWRC. And that's in the Simagic app itself. For wheel rotation, I definitely recommend you set yours to 540 degrees for best performance, like across the board. On my setup, I have it set to 720 degrees. It's a bit of a long story, but in short, my real car's lock-to-lock rotation is a little over a whopping 1080 degrees, which I can't stand it. Like, my hands are way too busy. So the plan is to try and get away with a 1.5 times steering quickener, yes, that is a thing, and hopefully be able to run it without overheating the steering pump. Anyways, 1080 divided by 1.5 is 720. So that's what I am training with. But yeah, in general, 540 degrees. From what I understand, this is what the WRC cars run, and in my experience, gives you the best performance.
Okay, I'm gonna switch cameras over to my main filming camera. It's got a bigger sensor, handles low light a little bit better. So I'm gonna switch over to the Ace Pro 2, different helmet setup. Let's give this a try, for real skis.
Whoa, okay. So here's the thing, I sat in here and it felt like, I was like, I guess this is close. And then I got my feet were like on to where the pedals sit. And then all of a sudden, it just felt like spooky because it felt, my body was like, you're in your car now. Still not gonna show you how I mount this camera. It's so ridiculous. 25,000 subscriber helmet cam face reveal. All right, so I'm choosing a stage that is tricky. I'm gonna choose, obviously, my 1995 Subaru Impreza rally car. But here's the deal. My car doesn't have a hydraulic handbrake. Colin McRae's car from 1995 did not have a hydraulic handbrake, so we're not gonna use one. And I decided to choose a stage and conditions that would make it really, whoa. That looks awesome. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I chose a stage and conditions that would be really difficult, so I'm gonna have to like fling this car around just like I'm gonna have to do and I've already had to do with my real rally car. So I'm only gonna use this to start the timer, or start the time, and then that's it. Here we go. Ready over there, Phil? Great. Oh, cheers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 6 left, 50. Keep middle of a crest, into 5 left. Into 6 right of a crest, extra long. Keep in of a crest, jump. 100, turn, 3 left, uphill. 90, middle of a crest, jump. Into 4 right long. 120, jump, 5 left long, opens of a jump, slow, 6 right of a crest, extra long, tightens, into turn, 1 left. $150.
Come on, fling it around.
6 left. And flat
Who needs
right
a
of
handbrake?
crest,
Who?
200.
Not this guy.
Four right long, opens 100. Slow 4 left long, into turn unseen, very tight ebb in right.
Okay, here we
80.
go. A little bit of
6
this.
left.
A little bit of
Opens
that. Come on.
70 over
Oh,
crest.
a little
caution,
wide.
Turn 5 left of
I'm
a
okay with
crest.
that. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Into 6 right long, opens 80 over crest. 5 right, tightens turn 1. Long opens 20, turn 1 left long of a double junction.
Yeah.
80. Turn 2 left. Into 3 right long. 20, turn 1 right. 80, turn square right. 100. Turn
Right around.
1 left.
Yeah. Another one.
50. 5 right. Into 5 left. Opens of a crest. 80. Cut. 5 right. Into 6 left of a crest long. 50 over kink. 5 right. Into 6 left. And keep middle of a crest. Into caution 4 right tightens. Opens of a crest. Stay middle over 180. 4 right long. Into 3 left, extra long, tightens 2, past junction. Into 4 right. Into 6 left, opens of a crests, extra long, tightens 4. Into 6 right, 50.
Caution.
6 left, 50. 6 left over crest, extra long, tightens 30, over finish, 6 right to stop.
Well, that felt like an actual rally car. Holy moly. Wow. Hey, by the way, you know, people always ask me like, why are you just using Dirt Rally 2? Well, on this channel, I don't want to fake anything. So when I go and try something for the very first time and I put it out there on the channel as me trying it for the first time, I want it to be the real deal. And so, for example, I just downloaded Richard Burns Rally and I'm about to try it for the very first time. Of course, I'm going to film it. And I want it to be genuine. And so that's about to happen. I've downloaded EA Sports WRC. I can't get that program to work smoothly enough to do any recording with it yet. Still working on it. Well, I don't think I could be more stoked than this on this setup. It's incredible. All of the numbers really, truly feel like my actual car now. I'm going to really be able to build up some solid, like hand placement muscle memory with this kit now. It's incredible. As far as the sim goes, I just got delivery of probably the most exciting possible thing for any sim racer, especially somebody who loves rally. Biggest upgrade to a sim rig ever, I'm thinking, or I hope anyways. That's what's going on next. I can't wait to put it on and show you that. You may have even seen the box somewhere in this video. But yeah, if you're porting any of this over to your own rig, let me know what you think about the whole thing. I'd love to hear about it. And in the next video is all about taking that janky Subaru rally car of mine to my very first actual motorsports race. Huge learning experience.
And my computer's going to sleep now, which means I should probably do the same. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.